Good morning. My name is Bob Fowler, and I'm from Marine Max right here in Panama City Beach, Florida. I want to invite you this coming Saturday, and that's the 14th, from 9 o'clock until 11 o'clock for our free seminar on sheep's head and mackerel. And we're looking forward to a great seminar, as we always have, and we'd love to have you. You can call 708-1317 to register, or email cassie.anderson@marinemax.com. And we'd love to have you for our free seminar series right here at Marine Max in Panama City Beach. Now, for your boat of the week, turn it back over to Rich.
Good morning. Welcome back to Marine Max. My name is Rich Brooks, and today our featured boat that I'm going to be showing you all is our Harris Floatboat 250 Grand Mariner. Harris Floatboats make pontoon boats. This is a tri-tune, and it is one of the premium Harris floatboats that they make. It's a 25-foot tri-tune. It has 3 pontoons and has a 300 horsepower Mercury Verado on the back. The tri-tune system makes this boat handle better than most pontoon boats that you would think of. The center pontoon is actually an inch lower than the outside pontoons and gives it more of a V-hull type feel and handling system. With a 300 horsepower engine on the back, this boat has absolute awesome handling, agility, speed, and is a lot of fun to go out on. You can tow tubers, wakeboarders, water skiers behind this boat without a problem. That's not something that a lot of people usually think of when they think of pontoon boats. The best way that I kind of describe this boat to people when they come in and look at it is it's like taking a really nice luxury living room at your house and putting it on a boat. The vinyl, the seats, the cushions are all top quality, very, very nice and comfortable. Harris 250 Grand Mariner is an awesome family boat. It has all the storage you could possibly need in here for anything that you and your entire family can bring out. There's not an inch of wasted space on this boat. Under all the seats, there's extra storage. Anything that you need for a day out on the water, over at Shell Island, you can bring on this boat without a problem. One of the perks of this boat has that you won't see very often is it has a changing room. Not only is it just a changing room, but it can also be a bathroom if you needed it. You just pop this up. You have full privacy all around with a zipper. You can go in here, change, and you can also have, if you had a little porta potty that some people have on their boats, you can turn it into a bathroom also, which I know when you're over at Shell Island or out on the water for a whole day, a lot of people don't really have. And it's just a nice perk to have, even if you don't need it. Just knowing you have it is good to know. Another great new feature about the Harris pontoon boats that just came out this year is one of their deck options. This is woven vinyl. It is very, very convenient. It is easy to deal with, easy to clean, and it doesn't absorb anything. If you're out swimming and you hop back on the boat, it doesn't absorb water. If you're out having lunch, it doesn't absorb juice or drinks or ketchup. Anything that you get on here, it's just paper towel and wipe it right up. One of the great things about Harris, they build all their boats with safety in mind. One of the great features of this boat here is this swim ladder. It comes all the way down. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-step swim ladder. It's a wider ladder than you're going to see on most boats. It's a larger ladder than you're going to see on most boats. And it is absolutely much easier to get in and out of the water using a ladder like this. It's also a good distance away from the engine. So if you have kids jumping in and jumping out of the water, climbing up over here, you're a few feet away from the engine. You don't have to worry about the kids getting hurt on the engine. One of the things I wanted to show you guys about this Harris floatboat here is the construction of it. One thing Harris does better than any other pontoon boat in the industry is the construction of their boats. It's the stuff that you don't really see on the outside that really sets them apart. This boat here uses 25-inch pontoons. The thing that really sets them apart, like I was discussing earlier, is the safety. These splash guards here have a beaded weld along the outside, which makes this very easy and smooth to the touch. A lot of other pontoon boats out there don't go through the effort that Harris does to make these safe for people that are swimming in the water. The other thing, like I said, the center pontoon is an inch lower than these outside pontoons. It has a nice leading edge cut right through the water, if you're out in some chop. It's a really well-handling boat. And another reason for that is the lifting strakes. The lifting strakes, as you can see, run the length of the pontoons on the inside. A lot of other pontoon boats have the lifting strakes on the outside. What this does is it helps the boat handle much easier and much smoother through the turns. It gets up on plane quickly, and it is just a lot of fun to drive. So if anybody's interested, you want to come in and take a look at this boat, please do. I'd love to take you guys out on the water. My name is Rich Brooks. You can give us a call here at Marine Max, ask to talk to me, and I'd be more than willing to help you guys on the Harris Float Boat 250 Grand Mariner. Thanks.
Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Alan Graham from Counts Real Estate, and we're going to get some more real estate tips from a professional. Alan, welcome back to the show.
Hey, how are you doing, Don?
I'm doing really well. You know, we talked before we started today about selling homes and how I managed to sell my house in 10 days with the advice of a professional realtor. What would be some tips that you might want to give our audience if they're looking to sell their home or maybe move up or move out?
Well, the first thing is price your home right. And there's a popular misconception out there that if I add a lot of features to my home, expensive features, then I could just add the value to the price of the house. In reality, we need to do a market analysis to tell you what houses have sold in your neighborhood that are comparable to your home are selling for.
And that's what they call comps. I've heard that term.
That's a real estate term.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah. So they'll kind of get a sample of what's going on in your area?
Right, and we kind of see if the market is increasing or decreasing. We use the same formulas that most appraisers use, because ultimately when you sell that house, you're going to face an appraisal from a bank because most people are going to have to borrow money. Right. We do have one saying in the real estate, and this is kind of a tongue-in-cheek that I got from Rita Hansen I'd like to share with you. She said, it's always great to be the firstborn, the second wife, and the third realtor. And the reason for that is because by the time the third realtor lists the property, then they've got the people convinced that the price that they thought it would be.
The seller has come back down to earth and realized,
right.
Yeah, you're not sitting on a gold mine. But that's a psychological thing where a lot of people say, well, you know, I did all this landscaping and I did this kitchen and you've got all this sweat equity in the place that to you is worth a lot of money and you've got this emotional attachment to your home. But you really need a third party to come in and kind of talk you off the ledge and say, listen, guy, this is what other people are getting. This is what you're going to get if you price it right.
Most people do not understand that they are at the mercy of whoever sells their home the lowest in the neighborhood. So if somebody takes a bargain basement sale because they just want to get out of a home, that literally partially sets the price that your house will sell at. So that's an important issue in preparing to sell a home. And of course, most people watch HGTV today and see a lot of the things that they recommend. And we've got a few low cost, no cost suggestions that help you put a little mascara and a little lipstick on the house. And,
what else can you do besides pricing it right? I heard staging's important.
Well, you know, pricing it right to begin with, selecting the right company that has the connections with the internet. 93% of the people that purchase a house have already looked at that house on the internet. So whatever company you go with, they've got to have a huge internet presence. And we have over 35 websites at our company that we send our listings out to. The low-cost, no-cost things that we do for housing is most people have trees and shrubberies and things, and I tell them if they can't see a house, I can't sell a house. So it's always great to start on the outside and get your landscaping down. Internally, when we prepare to show the house, depersonalization helps out. It's great to have all the pictures of the Little League baseball and your family and your grandmother and your mother-in-law and
wedding
whatever.
Pictures,
wedding pictures. Yeah. But when somebody walks into a home like that we're showing, they feel like they're walking into an environment that's not theirs. And we would like for a couple to start taking ownership of the house the minute they walk in. A third thing would be to take half your clothes out of your closet. Closets are really big selling features in houses today. And if I go in and the closets are just packed and stuff stacked on the floors, it just doesn't look quite as appealing as if they've taken half the stuff out and already packed it in storage.
So psychologically, it sounds like the buyers have to envision themselves living there, and they can't do that if your closets are packed and there's family pictures all over the place and the shrubs are out of control. Alan, is there such a thing as curb appeal. I've heard that as soon as they pull up, they kind of make up their minds as soon as they see the outside.
It's amazing that most people that we work with on listing houses, they don't understand most buyers and sellers, or excuse me, buyers can't visualize a home the best possible way they can. And so it's better to cut your grass, plant some appealing flowers. These are all low-cost suggestions. Trim your hedges back, roll up your hose pipes, clean the yard up, put your wave runner or your four-wheeler that's on the trailer out front, move it around back, and allow the house to have some of that curb appeal that we talk about. That doesn't increase the value of the house. It increases the sellability of the house.
And people will want to walk inside if it looks good from the outside.
Right. There's a number of people that I show that absolutely, when we drive up to a house, they'll say, this one we're ruling out.
Yeah. You just pull right up and say, no, don't even want to go in. Well, Alan Graham, thank you for those helpful tips, and look forward to getting some more tips from you next week.
Excellent. Thanks, Don.
That was Alan Graham from Calhoun's Real Estate, getting you smart on real estate. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Allison Smith from Herb Effects Landscaping and Pest Control.
Yes, sir.
All right, I got that right. The pest control thing, it always throws people off. But here we've got some common household plants.
Yes.
Not household, but outside. You see this in landscaping a lot in this area, don't you?
Yes, sir. These are a couple of the most common, and I would say newer plants. They're everywhere.
I have
really
these
taken
actually
over.
at my house.
Yes. This is actually, their full name is the variegated blueberry flax lily, F-L-A-X.
Variegated blueberry flax lily.
Yes.
Okay.
And it actually very hardy. Unfortunately, we've had some very cold weather, and a lot of people may have theirs looking like this.
Actually, that's what mine looks like,
Yes.
except they're up like that. They're not
Well,
wilted quite, but they're all browned out, and they're still standing like that.
They're actually extremely hardy. If you look down in here, you already have new growth
Oh,
popping
yeah.
back out.
You can see
and
that.
people they ask me all the time, hey, how do I
Little
fix
guy here
that?
trying to
They're
come up.
already trying to come up. And they're really easy. You want to get, the brown is, once it's brown like this, it's not going to green back up. So you want to go in and clean all that out. Sharp clippers here,
Okay.
take it off.
How far down do we go? Do we go
Well,
soil
when
level or?
No, you want to stay about, when it's this brown, you're going to go all the way about an inch above the ground.
Okay.
And you have the new ones already coming up.
But you don't want to cut the new ones.
No, sir. But, so let's say in your yard, you have an area that may be a little bit protected.
Allison, I have a bunch of these at my house.
Okay,
and they
so
all
you
look
have,
like that. So
okay, so this one you're going to cut all the way off.
now, if we could take a quick look here and get a shot of this, you can see that she cut out all the dead stuff around about an inch above the soil, but left these little sprouts in there so they could spring
and
back
it's going
up.
to come, they are extremely hardy. They're going to come right back
Should
up.
we do this now?
Yes,
Or should we
this is
wait
a
till
per-
spring? Or when do we do all
This is
this?
the perfect time, and this is a good time to not only cut back things that got damaged, but we're going to do a grass here in a moment. If you have any trees, limbs, anything that has like crossing limbs, you don't want things rubbing across.
Okay.
So think of Valentine's Day. You show your love. You'll show your love to your plants by getting them ready for spring.
That's a good rule of thumb. Valentine's Day is a good time to get out there and start.
Exactly.
What do you call these again?
Flax lily.
I got about like
So-
10 of them in my yard. A flax lily. Okay.
But we don't want to have your yard. You want to have it all uneven. You don't want to have one that you cut back this hard and then one that looks like this. And then you get a little bit of damage. So this one you're not going to go quite as hard as you had to
But
on
this one's alive. Why do you want to mess with it?
Because you want everything to be uniform in your yard.
Okay.
And believe it or not, this did get some brown, has some damage to it.
But it won't hurt the
So-
plant by doing this.
No, sir. Get a handful, get a grip, and you have the same thing as this. You have those new leaves down the bottom. You can go a little bit higher, say maybe 4 inches, and you're just going to cut it off. Voila.
There you go.
Same thing. Any brown that are all the way brown, you want to clean out.
So you cut these off, but you don't cut them as close as the dead ones. You got about 4 inches between the soil and the tip of the cut. Okay.
That's
Perfect.
it. And this is actually how you would get these at the store. This is just a 1 gallon, just like you would find. So very easy, and these guys will be back up and looking pretty in no time. They're very, very, I love these. One of my absolute, and the great thing about the flax lily, they're going to more than double in size each year. So if you put in a
Oh,
1 gallon,
sweet.
it's going to be double the clump. They spread out.
Wow.
3 years, you've got a massive clump, and they're easy to divide.
Double the clump.
double
All
the
right.
clump.
Now, what are we dealing with here? What are we
This
looking at?
is
This
a
grass.
muley grass.
Muley
In the
grass.
September and October, people ask, what are those beautiful grasses with the purpley pink spikes? This is it. Hardy. I mean, they're tough. They take almost no water. They take full sun. They'll take a little bit of shade, take the salt, take the freeze. And, you know, they've already bloomed. They've already stopped blooming. You want them to have new growth coming out. Same thing as that. You want to get a good handful. Try to get everything at once. I would say about 6 inches from the ground.
Okay.
And you're just literally going to
Cut
cut
them
it.
all back.
Boom. Look at that.
And it's done.
It's done. Yeah. You can clean it up a little bit if you missed a couple of stragglers here. Kind of make him look pretty.
And this will spring right back. It's not hurting the plant.
No.
4 inches
It's
up.
going to come right back up.
Now we got something a
Looks
little
great.
bigger over here, Allison. What are we looking at here?
This, we'll move him over. And this actually has a tag on it still. This is from
Okay.
the store. This is the knockout rose. Everyone loves the knockout rose. And as you can see, they're already putting out new buds. They actually will, they're one of the first ones to put out new leaves.
So how do we trim this? In the 30 seconds we have left, how do we get rid of this dead stuff without
We-
hurting this plant?
I call these roses for idiots. They honestly, they don't care where you cut them. They just want you to trim on them.
Okay.
2 rules with your knockout roses. They like a lot of food, a lot of fertilizer. They're actually heavy feeders. You can throw out little fertilized, little
Okay.
20, 20, 20, 10, 10, 10, fairly often. And they want you just to trim them back. I would get all the small limbs out of the middle and then pick your height. So let's say,
How high do you want this thing to go? You can cut it here, or you can just let it get.
and you just want to touch right against like where a little bud is, lay your clippers on top of one and cut it.
So there's really no wrong way to cut
Not
this
with-
thing.
Now this is a knockout rose. If you've got true ornamental roses, a little pickier, knockout roses, amazing. Anybody can grow knockout roses.
Allison Smith from Herb Effects, thank you so much for getting us smart on how to take care of all this stuff. Now I know.
Now you know. It's easy.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. We have some friends of the show here, and I know you enjoy them as much as I do. It is the Gulf Tones, as we know, Men's Barbershop Harmony Chorus. And I always trip over that one, so we'll just call you the Gulf Tones. And we've got Sky and Jim here, who are 2 of the key members of the Gulf Tones. You have an event coming up.
Yes, thank you for having us back, Don.
Thanks for being had.
No, well, we do. It's, fellas, Valentine's Day is coming up on the 14th of February.
That's right.
Gulf Tones Chorus will be out on Friday the 13th and Saturday the 14th, delivering singing Valentines all across the city.
Oh, that's great. So if we want to have a singing Valentine to our significant other, we just give you a call.
You can call us, call myself or my wife. We're at 850-249-0589. We'll go to your residence, your business, or your dinner party, and we're going to sing 2 love songs. We'll present a rose, we'll present a card, and then we'll take a digital photo, which we'll email back to your home, and everybody likes getting the photos.
Well, that's so cool.
It
So
is
you'll
pretty
get,
cool.
yeah, that is a great gift. You know?
And we do all of this, and it's $40. And we are a nonprofit organization, so 100% of anything that you give us for these Valentines goes into music CDs, sheet music, and teaching men how to sing.
Awesome. And this is a truly American art form.
It
And
is.
I'm hoping, Jim, you're going to sing a little something for us
We're-
after the break.
We certainly are. We're going to do our best to make Valentine's Day special.
Okay, so what are we going to sing today?
We're going to do 2 songs. I guess we'll do Let Me Call You Sweetheart, which is
Okay.
traditional, and Heart of My Heart, I Love You.
That is awesome for Valentine's Day. Got to run off to a break. On the other side of that, stay tuned for the Gulf Tones. I guess it's barbershop chorus, but it's Men's Barbershop Harmony Chorus, the Gulf Tones. We'll be right back.
Good morning. Don has asked us to come in today and deliver a singing Valentine to you. Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. Let me hear you whisper that you love me too. Keep the love light glowing in your eyes so true. Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. And we have one more Valentine for you today.
Ah.